The stage was set. The studio lights cast a cold blue hue over the room, cameras poised to capture every expression. This wasn't just another interview. It was a battle of intellects. At the center sat Elon Musk, the tech visionary responsible for revolutionizing electric vehicles, space travel, and global communication. Calm and unshaken, he exuded quiet confidence. Across from him was Sophia Carter, America's fiercest journalist, known for making powerful guests sweat. Tonight, she had one goal: to hold Musk accountable. The countdown began. 3, 2, 1. A flood of light illuminated the two figures. The audience sat forward, sensing something extraordinary was about to unfold. Sophia picked up her notes, offering a faint, calculated smile. Her voice was low and commanding. "Elon Musk, thank you for joining us." Musk smirked slightly, as if he knew this conversation would be anything but ordinary. Sophia wasted no time. "You are a genius, a visionary, but lately people don't describe you that way. They call you reckless, a rule breaker who believes he's always right. What do you have to say about that?" The audience held their breath. Musk tilted his head, assessing the question, then responded with one of his own. "Sophia, who exactly are these people you're referring to?" Sophia hesitated. Just for a second, Musk had subtly shifted the burden onto her. She quickly regained her composure. "I mean, the public. People who once admired you but now question your motives." Musk remained calm. The public? Or what they've been told to believe? A murmur rippled through the audience. His words weren't just answers, they were challenges. Sophia smirked. "Are you suggesting some unseen force controls the information we receive?" Musk didn't take the bait. "I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just asking questions, and I think that's something we all should be doing." A heavy silence filled the room, not of tension, but of realization. Sophia knew she needed to strike harder. She flipped a page. "Let's talk about Twitter. Since taking over, you've made drastic changes. Some say they were necessary reforms. Others claim you created chaos, a place where anyone can say anything. Do you take responsibility for that?" Musk leaned forward, his voice calm yet powerful. "I believe in personal responsibility. People should determine what's true, rather than be forced to accept a single, controlled version of the truth." He paused, letting his words resonate. "History has taught us that when a small group controls the truth, it ceases to be truth. It becomes power." The audience was divided. Some nodded, others sat frozen. Sophia saw an opening. "Are you really a defender of free speech, Elon? You claim to protect it, yet you decide who gets to speak on your platform. You overhauled moderation policies and fired thousands. What makes you any different from those you criticize?" Musk leaned back. "You're right. I do have control over the platforms I own." He let that sink in, then continued. "But the difference is, they control what you're allowed to see. I give people the freedom to see everything, the things they agree with and the things they don't." A murmur spread through the crowd. "The truth does not fear scrutiny," Musk added. "Only lies need censorship." Sophia bit her lip. She needed to pivot. "Let's talk about consequences. Since you took over Twitter, misinformation has surged. Extremist groups have a louder voice. Do you take responsibility for that?" Musk remained composed. "Your question assumes that more voices being heard is inherently bad." He let the silence build. "Who decides what is true and what is false? The government? The media? A select group of experts?" Sophia opened her mouth, but Musk raised his hand. "History is full of truths that were later proven false. We were told smoking was healthy, that there was no financial crisis coming until it happened. I'm not saying misinformation isn't real, but the real question is, who gets to decide?" Sophia crossed her arms. "Elon, you own Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, X. Your influence shapes industries, economies, and even public opinion. Have you ever asked yourself if you're becoming the very thing you warn us about?" A hush fell over the studio. The question hit harder than any before. Some whispered. Some sat frozen. Musk remained still, staring back with an unreadable expression. After what felt like an eternity, he leaned back, intertwined his fingers, and spoke. "Sophia, that's a very good question, and it's one I ask myself every single day." The audience held their breath. Sophia blinked, Momentarily caught off guard, Musk turned toward the camera. I am not perfect. I don't have all the answers. But I do know this. The difference between someone who protects the truth and someone who abuses power isn't how much power they have. It's whether they allow others to question them. A long pause followed. The day I stop allowing people to question me, the day I use my influence to silence those who disagree with me, is the day I have become what I once warned against. The audience sat in silence, not out of shock but deep thought. Sophia, one of the most formidable interviewers, sat still. Musk's answer wasn't a deflection. It was a warning. Not just for him, but for everyone. This interview was no longer a battle of words. It was a conversation about the future of power itself. Sophia exhaled, straightened up, and spoke her final words. Elon, it seems tonight we didn't just have an interview. She looked at the audience. Their expressions were thoughtful, shaken, contemplative. Perhaps this was something more. Musk smiled slightly but said nothing. The screen behind them flashed, truth uncovered. And just like that, the world had witnessed a conversation that would be remembered for years to come.